Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video. I'm going to talk about Joaquin Phoenix and this insanity that's going on right now. Have you heard about this? They're trying to cancel him again. They're trying to cancel him again because he got cold feet. He was supposed to be starring in a gay romance story, and he decided a few days before filming he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. And for whatever reason, we're going to leave this article here. Everybody's talking about this, but they're trying to tie it to Joker 2 now. And they're bringing up the controversy or the non-controversy around the original Joker movie. Do you remember when Joker first came out? They were trying to get Joker banned from theaters. They wanted Warner Brothers to come out and issue statements about gun violence because of what happened at the premiere of The Dark Knight Rises, which you can Google. That's a whole nother discussion. But they basically said that Joker promotes incel lifestyles. Incels. It's a rallying cry for the alt-right. It promotes gun violence. It's you know, and it made over $1 billion. It was an R-rated movie, made over $1 billion. I don't know how the second one's going to do. I saw the trailer. It looks okay. It looks all right. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to do. I'm going to be honest. I've given up guessing because a lot of times I'm like, yeah, this movie's going to make a lot of money. It was pretty good, and it doesn't make money. Or this movie's not going to make a lot of money. It doesn't look very good. It makes like $1 billion. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what people are looking for. But Joker 2 is coming out. And now they're trying to attack him ahead of that. And they're dragging around the corpse of an argument that was kind of laid to rest. I remember at the time, Warner Brothers PR lady, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she had to come out and say, hey, this conversation has nothing to do with gun violence. Why are you using Joker? And they were pissed off. I remember why they were pissed off. There were a couple journalists that were trying to get in Joaquin Phoenix's face, and he shot them down. No pun intended. But he did. He's like, I'm not going to talk to you about this. I just want to talk about the movie. And we've seen a lot of this lately. I know Blake Lively has been getting into it with journalists because they keep asking her very personal questions. There was one journalist that was asking her basically like, if somebody has trauma from domestic abuse, right? Because that's what her movie's about. I thought it was a romantic comedy. I guess not. But if people have a domestic abuse story, how can they get a hold of you and contact you? And she's kind of like, what do you mean? Like my home phone number, like my address, like what the hell? It is weird. I mean, these journos are acting pretty weird too. So, but let's talk about this. They got to get Joaquin Phoenix. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Check out Clownfish TV Audio Edition, the podcast, as well as D-Rez, the podcast. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, and a lot of people talking about it. This is a pro Amber Heard account on Twitter. Can they sue him? This should end his career. Yeah, they're really going after him on social media. Does it really matter? On social media, I don't think it really does. Joaquin Phoenix's last-minute exit sparks huge amount of outrage among Hollywood producers. The Oscar winner departed Todd Haynes' gay romance drama just 5 days before production. A move insiders say makes legal action against him a likely outcome. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because if it is like a breach of contract thing, then yeah, they do have legal recourse against him. But that's not why most people, not Hollywood, but the general public, the weirdos on Twitter. The reason they're upset is he was supposed to be in a gay romance. He backed out, and they're like, do you have a problem with gay people? Is that why you backed out? Like, Joaquin Phoenix is an eccentric guy. Like, if you've watched interviews with him, he's definitely a method actor, but he's a very eccentric guy. I mean, it might not even be what you think. He might have just said, I don't feel like working. I'm going to go do an animal rights thing or something. Yeah, who knows? Let's read this. Okay, so when Joaquin Phoenix abruptly exited Todd Haynes' gay romance movie last week, 5 days before production was supposed to start, the actor set off a tidal wave that has now rippled far past the confines of Guadalajara. There's been a huge amount of outrage, says one studio executive. The reaction from Hollywood producers to Phoenix's last-minute departure, which left cast and crew in a lurch, and now opens the actor up to the possibility of legal action. The departure was particularly surprising, given that Phoenix first brought the project to Haynes and his longtime producers at Killer Films, headed by Christine Vachon and Pamela Koffler. I don't know any of these people. Whatever. The untitled film, also starring Captain America 4's Danny Ramirez, was said to focus on an intense gay romance in the 1930s. According to multiple sources, Phoenix got cold feet in the lead up to production. The reasons remain murky. A rep for Phoenix did not respond to a request for comment. Killer Films declined to comment. Why didn't he want to do it? He's afraid of gay. It's like, I don't think he would be afraid. I don't know. The actor is known to get cold feet ahead of filming on various projects. He threatened to leave Napoleon unless the master filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson was brought in to do rewrites. Yeah, so it might have just been like he didn't like the script. He didn't like the way it was going. He stayed aboard the project and arrived in theaters. I have not seen Napoleon. Phoenix once told 60 Minutes Anderson Cooper he's usually petrified when he takes on a role, and before he shoots, he's nervous that he won't be able to find the right kind of place to express his ideas. Recent days, the drumbeat has gotten louder among the producing community for legal action to be brought against him, with insiders pointing to examples throughout Hollywood history of actors being held accountable for leaving films without a star. 93, Kim Basinger breached a verbal contract to star in Boxing Helena. Was that the one where she got like her arms and legs cut off? She had to pay the company $8.92 million in damages. That ruling was overturned the next year, with Basinger eventually settling with Mainline in 95 and paid $3.8 million. Others have cited Bruce Willis dropping out of a never finished Disney film mid-production, after which he had to do 3 Disney movies at below his market rate as a make good. That's interesting. The situation worked out in everyone's favor because 2 of those movies, it was Armageddon and Sixth Sense. Yeah. Controversy comes as Phoenix. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, is this a big deal? Yeah. Would you normally have this be the most popular headline on a bunch of trade sites? No, I don't think so. But Joker 2 is coming out, and they're going to bring up that argument again. The controversy comes as Phoenix prepares to take the Joker, Folie à Deux, to Venice and likely other festivals. The Haynes movie drama could cast a pall over the press tour, though Phoenix historically does very little solo press, even for splashy roles, and tends to wait until later in awards season when he does. He doesn't like talking to the media. I don't blame him. They tried to trick him into saying something stupid during the press for Joker. I mean, it was ridiculous. And the movie made $1 billion, right? On Joker, he and Warner's declined most major requests, and the film's LA premiere featured no red carpet interviews from anyone, as Joker faced its own controversy over fears the film would inspire violence. The film ended up being $1 billion hit and won Phoenix the Oscar. It was a great movie. It wasn't a Joker movie. Like, Arthur Fleck is not the Joker. I like the movie. I'm going to be honest. I like the movie quite a bit, but I can't see this guy being the clown prince of crime unless that's the point. Maybe he's not going to be the clown prince of crime. Maybe he inspires the actual Joker that we know from the comics, because I can't see this guy doing the stuff the Joker does. But that's just me. The actor's attitude and squirmy reputation have not seemed to hurt his Oscar chances, and sometimes even seemed to help him with voters. Phoenix's elaborate hoax that he was becoming a rapper, I remember that, derided by many when he undertook it in 2010, did not stop him from getting nominated for the Master 2 years later. According to sources, some producers have idly talked about blackballing Phoenix over the Haynes departure, but most acknowledge that's not realistic, particularly given that Joker 2 out on October 4th is expected to be a hit. Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of stuff you do. It doesn't matter what kind of nonsense you do. If you're bringing money to the studio, they will overlook it. They will. You could be the worst possible human being, and I'm not saying Joaquin Phoenix is a terrible human being. I'm just saying you can be a complete piece of shit, but if you're making them $1 billion every picture you're in, you're going to get a pass. You know, you are. One agent unconnected to the Haynes movies believes that ultimately Phoenix will not face significant career blowback. Yeah, this person predicts the actor will settle for the low seven figures of production spent on the movie, citing his big paydays for Joker, as indicating the actor has plenty of cash to deal with the situation. As long as they threaten, he'll settle. It's nothing to him. Yeah, it's not going to hurt him. I don't think it's going to hurt him at all. But it's interesting. They're going to try to resurrect the Joker conversation again, right? And I think leading up to the second movie, we're going to have a lot of people being like, what do you have to say about gun violence? Lady Gaga, we're going to cancel you. You're in a movie about a guy who shot another guy on TV. What do you have to say for yourself, Lady Gaga? So we'll see how it goes. But there we go, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.